Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post these videos up when I think about it. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other damn therapist for that matter. Boom! Shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international. I've had great feedback from people using them. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay. So today's question was loneliness. How do you combat loneliness? So there is a huge difference between solitude, enjoying your own company, and loneliness. You can be feeling lonely in the middle of a crowd. That is the worst feeling in the world. So loneliness. When we were raised by abusers, we were basically not allowed to get into relationship with ourselves. It just was not allowed. We did not know how to be okay being alone. Why? Because the nastiness that they shoved into our heads, that inner critic that was constantly and highly critical, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And when we're alone, that's all we can hear. Unless and until we start working on our self-esteem, our self-worth, our boundaries, knowing who we are and appreciating who we are. So our abusers make it damn near impossible to enjoy being alone. So solitude is being alone with yourself, your own thoughts. Loneliness is a feeling of not mattering, not being heard, not being believed, being alone in a crowd, like you can't somehow connect or reach out or any of that. And it's not going to be cured by forcing yourself to be an extrovert and go out and meet people. Although it could help a little bit to go out and meet people. But basically what it is enjoying your own company. I find that the healthier I get, the healthier my clients get, the more we enjoy our own company. And there's not so much of that aching loneliness. So I pulled up this article on the Daily Ohm, Solitude versus Loneliness, How to Be Alone Without Being Lonely. So solitude is time with oneself. It's a basic human need. It's a sign of healthy emotional development. It's space where you're not focused on other people. You're not communicating with other people, virtually or physically. You are absorbed in your activity, in your own world. In solitude, you are connecting with yourself, and that's hugely important. It's also hugely important for us to connect with other people. But loneliness is basically not feeling heard. Although loneliness and solitude may sound like the same thing, they differ in the emotions they evoke. So you experience a mismatch between the social connections you have and what you wished you had with loneliness. Loneliness is an experience that goes beyond the lack of social and physical connections. It's a feeling that you aren't seen or heard by others around you. You can feel lonely in a crowded subway or an emotionally distant partner. So really, it's about getting back into a healthy, good relationship with yourself. It does affect our mental health. Because when we feel like we're isolated and alone, we feel very scared. And that's what the abusers want. So what I recommend for people when they tell me that they have, they're feeling lonely or they're afraid to go have lunch by themselves. So oftentimes what I find in clients that have been abused is that they'll be like, I can't go to a restaurant by myself. Everybody's going to look at me. Everybody's going to judge me. It's because the abusers were always judging. Okay. I highly recommend go to a restaurant by yourself. Just go have your favorite lunch or dinner or whatever. Trust me, guys, everybody is so in their own heads about their own lives. They're not judging you or looking at you or whatever. And if they are, that person has issues. Their problem, not yours. So how to combat loneliness is to really get into relationship with yourself. Validate you. Work on the self-esteem workbook. Work on doing things by yourself. Seriously, take yourself to a movie. Take yourself to dinner. Do things on your own. Notice what the internal critic is doing. What is it saying? How is it making you feel bad? So it's really important to start challenging and confronting that internal critic. Don't allow it to win. You have the right to spend time, quality time, with yourself. That's what solitude is, and that's healthy. Loneliness is when we don't feel heard. So the question is, who do you not feel heard by? If it's an abuser, then this indicates it's an inner child issue, because the inner child wants to be validated and seen and heard by the abuser. That is never gonna happen. So you're gonna have to work with the inner child to help them understand why that's not gonna happen and that it's not them. They are not the problem. The abuser is the problem, because a healthy, normal parent or a healthy, normal partner would not neglect their child or their partner. So there is that. Okay, let's see. I wanted to answer another part of that question. Where did it go? Good Lord. Yes, you can join meetings. You can get together with safe people, etc., etc., etc. So that is one way to start reaching out. Go do the things you love. I would first get into a relationship with yourself, but if you're looking for companionship, I would go do things that you love. So, for example, when we are stuck in an abusive relationship, our abusers don't want us doing hobbies that we enjoy. They don't, or they take them over. So my suggestion would be, go to your Parks and Rec department, find classes or events that have to do with hobbies you enjoy. You're more likely to meet like-minded people and be able to socialize that way. So that is one thing you absolutely can do. You could join support groups. You could join meetings or meetups. You could go to the Parks and Rec department and do events or classes that are in hobbies that you enjoy. That is one thing to do. You don't want to isolate. You don't want to isolate. You don't want to allow that inner critic to stop you from doing hobbies that you love, or from taking yourself out to lunch and going to a movie by yourself. Or, gosh, I'm alone. I have some free time. I think I'm going to work on the self-esteem workbook for half an hour. Allergies. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So do that. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Lord have mercy. All of the Palo Verdes are just like, Anyway, you, above all others, are worthy of your own time, your own love, and your own attention. It's okay to go play. It's okay to spend time with yourself. It's okay to work on yourself. It's okay to go do a meetup group or a Rex and Park department thing. Give yourself permission. But if you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm lonely, I need to call my ex. Oh, no. That is when you write out everything that they ever did to you. So you remind yourself of why you are not with them. So do that. All right. I hope that answered the question. Remember, there is no show this week because it's Easter. So the following Sunday, we're going to be talking about picking up fleas and how to work on those. All right, my loves. I will talk to you later. Bye.